Grain has recovered from that knock he took in Wednesday night. He was superb against Northern Ireland, and his inspirational qualities is exactly what Celtic need today. Aberdeen have scored 20 fewer goals than Celtic in the league, and that says a lot about the gulf between them in terms of points even. The man who scored 2 here in November, Walker McCall, can only find a place on the bench. Andy Harrow's in at number 10, and Andy Watson back in midfield. And at number 9, Mark McGee, the man who's caused Celtic defences a lot of problems since he came back from England to Pittodrie. The referee today is Kenny Hope from Clarkston. Well, you can see from that picture as we're about to start the game that the conditions will be rather heavy here, and it's a pity that the elements do not match the occasion, because the atmosphere is something akin to a cup final. It most certainly is in terms of Aberdeen, who are getting their last chance today, and that is a free kick. The referee seeing the handling offence. Stuart Kennedy doesn't need to indicate to the referee, saw it immediately. Looked like a free kick as McAdam meant business as he came in from the back. McLeish. Bad ball by McLeish, in fact. Ball swirling away there in the wind. Andy Harrow right on the far side. Nobody in that stand agrees with that decision. And I think the referee may be having a word with Andy Harrow about the remonstration. Cool it, son. Quite distinct message what might happen to him. And there's Doug Rugby, calm, placid. Put everything behind that. Bell. Beautifully laid aside by McGarvey. Burns is in. A cloud, bit of a tangle, all untidy, and really quite violent. There was some rather vicious tackling going on there. That really was a tangle. It was, I think, disclosing some of the tension involved in this match. Some rather wild-looking and cumbersome tackling. Could see people going in determined to win that ball, maybe at all costs, and McGarvey, in fact, is being booked. And there's a booking for Alec McLeish. The upshot is a free kick for Aberdeen. McGrain, no hesitation. Willie Miller under pressure a bit, and that wasn't all that far away from being an excellent ball. McGrain. That'll be offside, no doubt about that. McGarvey had crept forward too soon, and although he was caught there, this is the man really with that kind of foot flash acceleration which can catch out a defence, and Aberdeen will have to watch the offside ploy very closely. McGee. Neatly laid off. Simpson. Good looking ball is Scanlon. And I think there may have been offside. Indeed, that rather insipid way that Scanlon went for that, I rather do believe he realised he was offside himself. Low and slack that time. Away by Aiken. Simpson. Bothered by the bounce of the ball. Can't get away with it. Burns trying to make the opening. And the tackle from the back by Dougie Bell earns him a booking. Burns got it right on the ankle as he went down. So, free kick. Celtic deciding in that short one. Burns. Look at that thick red wall in front of Burns. Found it impossible to either jink his way through or find an opening. Reid. McGarvey tending to slip a little there as he turned for it. Well, that's a corner kick. Just for a second, I thought the referee was looking towards goal, but he gave the corner kick. Very cleverly taken by Proven. That's low, and it's a good one. Could have been dangerous. Reid. Barnes. But obvious again, twice. Aberdeen on the break. Simpson. Did a lot of good speed, but there's a brilliant ball. This is Harrow with a chance. He must lob it, and he's done it. Aberdeen have opened the scoring. 17 minutes of the first half gone in the most effective breakaway of the match. 1-0 after all that Celtic pressure. Now look at the way this was beautifully set up. Onto it like a flash. Andy Harrow. This is a lesson on keeping cool. As I said, he had to lob it, and he did, well away from Bonner. Here's McLeish. Simpson putting it the wrong way, rather. Some hard tackling between McLeish and McGarvey. Swerve of that ball, beating everybody. Burns. There's Sullivan, a bit too slow with it. McGrain. Proven. Rugby had all the time in the world to look up. Watson getting himself in difficulties. Nicholas. Well, that's a beautiful ball. It should have bust the net. Superb piece of play there. It was Watson who got himself in a tangle. Brilliant move executed by Charlie Nicholas. And just for a fraction of a second, I thought it might have hit the stanchion in the back of the net, but it had come off the wood. Avila. That's a bit too much of that. Laid beautifully aside. Oh, that could have been a great ball. Almost through the tunnel. Willie Miller. At least Aberdeen get the throw out of that. And we've had one or two immaculate touches by Charlie Nicholas in this game. That one he set up for Davy Proven there. And Aiken brusquely in from the back, and that's a free kick. Good ball by McLeish. Look at all that space there for Kennedy. That is Culling, and Ruby's there. That's an excellent header. He did all that running up for it. The power and strength and his drive forward matched by his jump, but straight down to Bonner. And Celtic commanding in the air. Reid. Willie Miller right behind McGarvey. And at this stage of the game, halfway through, or more than halfway through the first half, it's clear that Celtic cannot bring McGarvey and Nicholas into the game the way they would like to. This must be a great chance. Goal kick. Even as I spoke, for the first time in a while, Celtic did get that break. It was pushed through intelligently again, and Sullivan on the end of it. And one thinks that if McGarvey and Nicholas, the men I've been talking about, had been on the end of that, it may have been the equaliser, but it raged the way across. And I make the point that McGarvey and Nicholas have not had the opportunity to show the deadly finishing that they ought to have in this game. Aiken, no, it's a bad one. McGee tries to turn, looks for support, and wastes it all. He did not get support quickly enough. Now, when he got the ball there, he was obviously looking inside the penalty area, but where were the red shirts? They came racing up, but they were too late, and perhaps he was at too narrow an angle to try himself. Well, Simpson irritating the crowd by delaying that throw-in, looking for somebody in space. That's a good ball by McLeish. Bell tried to go round, still in play, and the goalkeeper does well. Nice sweeping tackle. And this Celtic defence really getting themselves in bother as Burns gets out of the crowd, wants the shot, and Nicholas is almost there. Great play by Burns. How effective a breakaway out of that crowded defensive situation, driving forward. And what I liked about it was the control of the shot. Clayton doing well to parry it down, and Nicholas almost coming in on top of it. Corner kick. Forward with it. There's a bit of curl in that. McLeish watches it. It's loose again. Is it there? No! Stuck pass from Nicholas. What about 15 players all in front of them there? A mass of players. As he went for that, but it got a touch and went away. And McLeish perhaps not realising that Andy Harrow was just behind him. Celtic players were perhaps complaining that there had been a push by the goalkeeper. Well, 3 Aberdeen players, and the one who goes for it is Simpson. The cross not as effective as it should be. Again, slack coming out of that defence. Scanlon wants a return, but Harrow decided on the shot. Wasn't really on. And there goes a half-time whistle, and the scoreline really tells it all, doesn't it? It was Aberdeen's half. A much better score than perhaps they might have anticipated before the game. Although Celtic did have that wonderful opportunity, that beautiful touchback by Nicholas, and Provan almost taking the bar away, the post away. And Tommy Burns has always been there, probing at this Aberdeen defence. But the breakaway was always on. It was one of these scripts you could write, the team pressing, intelligent breakaway, beautifully set up, and Harrow keeping his cool and giving Aberdeen a very significant lead at the end of this half. And Aberdeen will be playing into this driving rain in this half, and judging by some of the pressure they have to sustain, I think there's going to be a lot of traffic directed towards their goal in this next 45 minutes. Hoisting it right down there, and really most of them are being picked up by McLeish. Oh, that was a push again. Provan getting entangled with Rugby now. I thought that was a push myself, and a free kick. Not so. And the ball has gone out. There's another little tussle down to the left here. Oh, getting a bit untidy as Scanlon puts it out. It's a lot of slipping and slithering, and causing maybe some untidiness in the tackle. Nicholas, brilliant play by Nicholas. Still not in, and Leighton is there as Aberdeen are under intense pressure. Now look at the skill of this man, Nicholas. You cannot get a more difficult position than this. Players all around him, back to goal, slipping round, and always giving Mugabe the opportunity. opportunity, but Leighton down on it again. Well, he certainly wanted to come forward and bit loose there. And Andy had it right under it, I think, a deflection. It was indeed. And Roy Aiken, lectured by the referee, told not to protest about it. I think he's showing what happened in rather graphic detail. Scanlon wanted it and does well with that turn. There's Rugby up. Oh, McGee totally missing that. Normally he would put these away. Well, that's intelligent, varied play by Aberdeen. Scanlon taking a short one, the neat turn, that very effective header down by Rugby. And McGee would have finished the game, I think, then. Just touched back neatly by Harrow. Scanlon. McGee is onside. McAdam going with them. And appeals for hands there. Strong appeal by Mark McGee. He kept looking down at the ground as if McAdam had handled that, and McGee has protested so strongly he's going to be booked. McGee is complaining that McAdam in fact stopped him from going forward with his hand. The referee was right over that. And Charlie Nicholas is coming off. We're going to have George McCluskey. Reid. That's a slice, and it's a great ball in Mugabe. With a marvellous chance now. Oh, Rugby might almost have pushed that in. No wonder he's disappointed. He got the break at last. Went all the way to the left. Not much support for him, but pushed that over. And Rugby wasn't far away from the own goal. Once again, it's high this time. Harrow's in there. McGee turning on his own. Good run by McGee, and neatly picked up by Sullivan, who recognised the danger that once McGee gets his head down, gets the ball going forward, he's very difficult to dispossess. That's good running. McCluskey might try the shot himself, and he does, and it was really travelling. Determined to go forward himself that time. Reid. I think that may be out of play, it is. Looked like handling to me, it was. Now Bounds. McCluskey has looked sharp since he's been on. William Miller behind, and now there's an opportunity for a shot. McLeod can't quite get it in, and I think the two players going forward, really, they put each other off. McAdam, and you could see him preparing for McGee to turn quickly on it. Scanlon, and I think that slipped out of Scanlon's hand anyway. It's a foul throw. Thrown out to Celtic. Mugabe. Aiken. McGrain being caught yet again. Just once or twice in this game he's been rather bogged down there, Danny McGrain, giving the ball away. Well, that's a good-looking ball. Willie Miller's there. And Leighton with it. Ball still in play. defence in a real tangle as the goalkeeper went away to the side. And when that was swept forward, the referee instantly pointed to the spot. So, 15 minutes of the game remaining. Danny McGrain has a word with Mondo McLeod. And there, in that almost seal mud, he rests the ball. What a vital penalty kick. Oh dear. Oh. I expected a cannonball. Well, I suppose this is a lesson in how not to take a penalty kick. He certainly ran after it as if he hungered after busting that net, but it all finished ineptly. Mugabe, way back almost in the halfway line. 6 minutes remaining, Aberdeen still in that narrow lead. Now Mugabe. Celtic still battling away. That's a good ball by Scanlon. Dougie Bell driving forward and too much. Just gets away with it though. McGee. One of these mazy runs again. That's towards McCall. Good goalkeeping by Bonner though. He hasn't really had all that much to do in this game, and sometimes a ball like that, when that happens, is difficult to cope with. A lot of anticipation as Willie will have missed that, but inevitably somebody stepping in, and that I think is offside. It is. Minutes left. One of the heroes of the afternoon, Jim Leighton. This is an outbreak. Proban. Good run by Proban. It's back. It's a great goal. McCluskey. Clean as a whistle. Leighton annoyed. 5 minutes left. And the break that Celtic have fought so hard for eventually coming. Proban with that driving run forward, leaving Rugby standing, and that finishing compared with all the other efforts, so clean and clinical and effective. 1-1. There's McCluskey. Still got it. He needs a chip across and he gets it there. And there's Leighton. Not looking too happy that time. Here's McGrain. Will he let fly himself? He does. Too many there. Here's McLeish. It slides way out. Scanlon's not had the happiest of afternoons. We have 2 minutes remaining. And I think hundreds of Celtic supporters who I saw making their way out of the ground are now coming back in. There's Mugabe, shot, it's there! McCluskey! Would you believe the substitute's second goal in exactly 88 and a half minutes? 2 goals in 2 minutes, and what's happened? It's no goal. Well, I must say I was carried away by that, but the referee is over now with the linesman. And what has been given, because that in fact is a goal that could win a championship if it's allowed to count. It doesn't. It's been disallowed. Well, that ball came right across and was swept in there by McCluskey again. He's only touched the ball about 3 or 4 times, and that would have been his second goal. This is Proban. Scanlon's there. There's McCluskey. He's looked good since he came on. Danny McGrain. Is this the last chance? Proban. Everybody's in that penalty area. This is Proban. That's a great run. Where is the finish? He can't get it. There's too many people. And now, Proven wants the corner, doesn't get it. Rugby is there. Now Kennedy and Aberdeen finish. Oh, it's a bad ball. Now Aiken. You want the shot at goal. That's a good chip across, but safely to Leighton. And that's the free kick. Kennedy to take it. And there goes the final whistle. A dramatic ending to this game. An ending that will be remembered, I think, particularly for a goal that was disallowed rather than maybe the other two goals, because it was one which could have decided a championship.